Napakabilis ng pangyayari. Inimpeach agad ng House of Representatives si Vice President Sara. Ngunit pagsiwalat ni Maharlika ay kinulong daw sa isang room ang mga kongresista at pinilit pumirma sa impeachment laban kay Vice President Sara. Kinuha daw ang mga cellphones, nagkatakutan, kaya pumirma. Ayon sa post ni Boljakan, message from Puting Ahas, kinulong sila sa isang room ang mga pinilit pumirma sa impeachment laban kay Vice President Sara. Kinuha ang cellphones, nagkatakutan at kaguhan na para pumirma. Si JJ Suarez ang naninigaw na parang ulol daw. Umulan ng pera sa House of Representatives ngayong araw. Sa duffel bags nakalagay ang perang sinuhol sa mga kawatang congressman. Ngunit naniniwala naman si Attorney Vic Rodriguez na isa lamang itong diversion tactics upang mapagtakpan nila ang nangyaring hocus-pocus sa BICAM 2025 national budget. VP Sara's impeachment is a diversion. I stand in solidarity with Sara Z. Duterte and the 32 million Filipinos who lawfully, democratically, and constitutionally elected her to be our Vice President. Hindi lamang kaba ng ating bansa ang walang pakundangang kinurakot ng mga tiwaling mambabatas, kung hindi pati ang ating sagradong mandato na buong pusong ibinigay kay Inday Sara at lantarang ninanakaw sa ating mga Pilipino. Lumobo na sa 16.05 trilyones ang utang ng bansa. Ang pinangakong murang bigas as panaginip pa rin. At dahil sa lumalalang problema sa pinagbabawal na gamot ay lalong naging mapangahas ang mga kriminal. Subalit bulag at pingi ang mga mambabatas at sa halip ay inunang habulin si VP Inday na siyang tinatanaw na pag-asa ng bayang naghihirap. Huwag natin hayaan magpatuloy ang ganitong uri ng mapanlinlang at baluktot na pamumuno. Huwag natin ipanakaw ang demokrasya at tanggapan ng pangalawang pangulo sa mga elitista at mandarambong na mambabatas. Protektahan ng Pilipino laban sa kurakot at mandarambong na gobyerno. Ayon pa kay Tio Moreno, the House of Representatives of the Philippines has impeached Vice President Inday Sara Duterte after obtaining the signatures at least 153 members, surpassing the one-third threshold required. The impeachment process now moves to the Senate of the Philippines for trial. Duterte faces 3 impeachment complaints accusing her of misusing confidential funds, engaging in graft and corruption, and betraying public trust. The first, led by Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sendanya-Ngiwi, accuses Duterte of failing to properly account for 125 million pesos in confidential funds allocated to the Office of the Vice President in 2022. The second, filed by Bagong Alyansang Makabayan, also alleges betrayal of public trust, particularly over the misuse of confidential funds. The third complaint, brought by a coalition of Catholic priests, civil society leaders, and lawyers, expands the accusations to include plunder, malversation, bribery, and graft and corruption. These complaints were filed even as the Commission on Audit has yet to complete its audit si Optic Politics sa impormasyong inilabas ni Maharlika patungkol sa tila naganap na brasuhan at pamimilit na pumirma ang mga kongresista para sa impeachment ni Vice President Sara. Analyzing the message received by Maharlika's Boljakan from Puting Ahas, the message contains serious allegations of coercion, intimidation, and corruption related to the impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte. Here's a full translation and breakdown. Number 1. First signing of the impeachment against Vice President Sara. They were locked in a room. This suggests that certain congressmen or officials were forcibly confined in a room to ensure their agreement to the impeachment. They were forced to sign. Direct pressure or intimidation was allegedly used to make some lawmakers sign the impeachment complaint. Their cell phones were taken to prevent them from communicating or providing evidence of the coercion. Their cell phones were reportedly confiscated. People were scared and confused, so they signed. This implies that psychological pressure and intimidation were used, creating an atmosphere of fear that compelled some to sign. Number 2. J.J. Suarez as the main enforcer. J.J. Suarez was shouting like a madman. This suggests that J.J. Suarez, possibly referring to Congressman Jose Jojo Suarez, acted as an enforcer using aggressive intimidation tactics, including shouting at lawmakers to pressure them into signing. 3. Massive bribes for lawmakers. It rained money in the House of Representatives today. The praise representatives is a strong accusation linking the House of Representatives to corruption. This satirical term implies that the institution is deeply corrupt. The bribe money for the corrupt congressman was placed in duffel bags. This suggests that the bribe was not just small handouts, but large sums of money packed into duffel bags, possibly amounting to millions of pesos. The term congressman is a wordplay on congressman, and tong, a slang term for bribes, implying that lawmakers were accepting payoffs. 4. Broader implications of the issue. If these allegations are true, it would indicate that the impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte is not a legitimate democratic process, but rather a politically motivated move driven by coercion and bribery. It also highlights the power of those behind the impeachment, who are not only using political maneuvering, but also outright intimidation and financial incentives to control lawmakers. The confiscation of cell phones and use of strong-arm tactics reflect the extreme level of pressure exerted to achieve the desired outcome. Bottom line, this message makes a serious claim that lawmakers were forced to sign an impeachment complaint through intimidation and bribery. If evidence such as testimonies from victims, leaked videos, or audio recordings surfaces, it could spark a major scandal and legal consequences for those involved. Source, Poljakan. Handa na ba kayo mga kasweet sa panibagong hamon at haharaping laban ni Vice President Sara? Papayag ba tayo